lengthen cork straps, and I also have a great giveaway at the end. I'm Sarah Lawson from Sew Sweetness. Thanks so much for joining me for Sewcial Sunday, my weekly sewing chat. Hey everyone, thanks so much for spending your Sunday evening with me. We had some great weather in Chicago today, so I went with my son to my parents' house for lunch. We went to the park, we played cards, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm glad the weather is finally taking a turn for the better. So I saw a lot of comments on YouTube and on Facebook before the chat started. So thanks so much for joining me. As a friendly reminder, just about everything that I talk about during Sewcial Sunday are things that I've purchased myself. So these are not things that I'm getting paid to talk about, but just cool things that I found that I want to share with you. And also, as a reminder, there's links to everything that I have planned to talk about in the description. So if you're interested in finding out more about any of the notions, fabrics, books, or projects that I talk about during Sewcial Sunday, just check that link in the description and you can find more there. So kicking off the chat, my favorite part is the notion of the week, and I know you are all familiar with my friend Vanessa from the Crafty Gemini. Vanessa sent me this awesome measuring tape, so if you either make garments for yourself or perhaps need to measure yourself for maybe ordering clothing online or knowing what to look for in the store, Vanessa has this cool tape that she's using for some of her garment videos and future patterns. And so I just wanted to show you how this tape works because it's really cool and useful for measuring yourself when you're by yourself and you need to measure certain areas of your body, waist, hips, bust, when no one else is around. So Danny's gonna put this up in the side view just so I can show you quickly how the tape works. So it's got this sort of movable plastic piece over here, and the tape is in both inches and centimeters. On the back of the tape there's two little red arrows, and on one end of the tape there's a red snap, and the snap goes into the opening over here, and that fits around your body, and then you just slide the measuring tape to get the correct measurement. So we're going to flip back to the front view. I'm going to stand up and show you how this works really quick. Hopefully I can, yeah, here we go. All right, so I'm going to flip this around, and like I said, that red snap, I'm going to snap that in.
Sarah, talk a little quieter when you look straight down your mouth.
Oh, okay, sorry. Danny's telling me I'm being too loud. Okay, so I'm going to snap this in place and then pull the measuring tape, and wherever the middle of the plastic piece, there's a red line over here, that's the correct measurement for wherever you're planning to measure. So maybe your hips also. Really fast and easy to do that by yourself. And also you can leave it in place and unsnap it and read the measurement there if you'd like to as well. So again, this is from the Crafty Gemini, links in the description, and she's got, like I said, past and present and future garment making videos, and I saw some of her more recent videos in there for some great basics, which I'm a basic wearer as well. I don't often wear a lot of fancy things, but like a nice blouse or a t-shirt fits me just fine. And I also wanted to let you know, because I've been mentioning the past 2 weeks, the precision turning tool, we're finally receiving our stock tomorrow, and I know a lot of you have been asking about it. So if you're interested, the link's up on the website right now, and we'll be shipping orders tomorrow as soon as the stock arrives. But if you haven't heard me talk about this tool before, it's perfect for turning fabric. So say if you're making a pocket and you're turning your fabrics right side out, this tool has a round metal tip on the top of it, and it's great for poking out your corners because it's got that round metal ball at the top. It'll gently poke out your corners without ripping through the stitching, which is great. And I also like to run that metal ball, say if I'm making a square for a pocket, I run the metal ball along all 4 edges, and it makes it a lot easier for pressing. And I've also heard that some people are using this tool as a stiletto. So a stiletto, if you're not familiar with it, when you're running either layers of fabric for a bag through the sewing machine, or perhaps you've also got a zipper that you're attaching, a stiletto holds the layers so you don't have to get your fingers tired trying to hold everything in place. The stiletto kind of holds it for you. So this tool sort of serves multiple purposes, and if you're interested, links in the description, and we'll be shipping these out tomorrow. So I'm really excited to get these in stock, and knowing that if Danny loses another one of my tools, then I have some backups ready to go. All right, so I actually made 2 projects this week, which is really nice. Some weeks I don't get to get any sewing in, but I made an ultimate art organizer and a hyacinth bag. So let me show you both of these projects that I made. And these are for step videos that we were filming this past week for our next upcoming 4-pack video bundle, which I'm really excited about. It'll be coming sometime early May. We're almost done. We need one more video to film, but this happens to be the style of bag that I like to personally wear. So not every bag that I design is a bag that functionally I like to wear. A lot of times I'm more interested in the details of the bag or designing something different than what I already have in my pattern stable. But I designed this sort of with people going to either a trade show or QuiltCon in mind, because in my mind I was trying to think of a bag where you could have credit cards and cash and essentials in easy grasp. So first of all, I made this bag using a chino canvas fabrics. I did a vote a few weeks back with 4 or 5 fabrics that I was thinking of for this bag, and this bag won the votes by a slight margin. So I was pleased to hear that, because I was looking for more of a gender neutral fabric if at all possible. I combined the canvas fabric with a bit of brown cork, and there's brown cork up here on the top of the bag. The strap's adjustable. There's a zipper pocket in the back, which would be great for a cell phone or other items. And then there's a invisible magnetic snap in the flap. So you can't see the snap, but as you close the flap, it closes tight. And underneath the flap, there's place for credit cards, cash, and then there's a zipper opening at the top. And there's also 2 top stitched pockets on the inside. I think you could see those pockets. Anyway, so I'm very pleased with this bag, and I'm hoping to use it for my own. And then I also made an ultimate art organizer for the video. So I used upcoming Tula Pink fabric, De La Luna. So really excited about having this. And the ultimate art organizer just has multiple pages on the inside for holding art supplies or other tools. So it's got a lot of pages on the inside. And I admit that I wrote this pattern and made this project several years ago. So I really had to look at my instructions when making the video, because this is one of those patterns where everything needs to go in a specific order or it won't come together correctly. So anyway, excited to have this ultimate art organizer and that hyacinth bag. Again, those videos will be coming sometime in May separately, and also part of the 4-pack video bundle. All right, so if you enjoy our live videos, I'd like to invite you, if you're watching on Facebook, to hit the share button. Share this video with your other sewing friends. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button or the thumbs up. We have a challenge for the month of April. On Facebook, we're trying to hit over 100 likes on Facebook, and on YouTube over 500 likes or thumbs up. And if we hit our goals for every single live show for the month of April, we'll be providing, which I'm really excited about, a brand new free pattern and video for a crossbody bag in 2 different sizes. So we just have a few more live shows left in the month of April, so please help us hit our goals, and we'll be excited to share that free video with you as soon as the month of April is up. All right, so new fabrics in my stash. One of my top fabric designers is Caterina Rochella. She designs for Art Gallery Fabrics, and her latest fabric line is Mediterraneo. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but I wanted to show you the fabrics from the line. I love the colors. Let me show you the jewel tone colorway first, and Danny's going to pop this up on the side view. So Caterina is truly an artist. I've met her in person, seen her several times, and I just love her fabrics. And Art Gallery Fabrics just have the best feeling and drape for clothing, quilts, or bags. So let me show you some of the prints in the fabric line. And lots of great coordinates. Sometimes coordinates can be quite plain, but these are really graphic, and I love this one too. And let me open this fabric a little bit larger. I'll pull that down. So it's a floral, but it's kind of artsy and sketchy, which I love. And let me show you some of the other prints in the fabric line. This is also a great graphic print. And the colors just come together beautifully. Let me open this one up as well. Love those florals. And then this is actually my favorite print in the line. Some fruits on here. The lemons are my favorite in particular. Let me show you the other colorway as well. Let me move these out of the way. Okay, so this colorway has more navies, blues, and some deeper fuchsia colors. So let me pop these out for you. So if I was making a bag, and I always spend a lot of time choosing fabric for a bag, I would probably use, oh, here's another good one. This matte print, which is only in this particular colorway, but this would be great for, I think, small pouches, maybe the Zeppelin pouch. I think I'd probably make a Zeppelin pouch in this particular print. So anyway, if I was making a bag in this fabric line, I would probably use either this fabric or this one for the lining. And I would definitely use the other print that I showed you before, this one right here. I would use this one probably for the exterior of the bag just because I love the lemon so much. All right, so anyway, that was Mediterraneo from Caterina Roccella. She designs for Art Gallery Fabrics. There's a link in the description if you're interested in seeing these fabrics. I'm gonna have to buy this one in bigger pieces because I just have a fat quarter here of this, but super love this one. Anyway, the link's in the description if you're interested, and Hawthorne Fabrics has the whole line in stock right now. So, all right, new fabric, and I also have some new buttons from Button Lovers Club. I left them in the box because I wanted to be surprised for the show, so I actually haven't seen the buttons yet, but we're gonna pop this back over to the side views just so I can unbox these for you. So I've been a member of Button Lovers Club. I joined when their first round was starting. So their first year was a different color of button each month. Their second year is more, they're all handmade buttons, but these are more, not pictures, characters and themes each month. So let me show you what was in this month's packet. So these are my favorite of the year 2. So these are all handmade, but in different, see, you can see there's a spool of thread, there's a little tomato. So these are all super cute. I love the monarch butterfly. There's a little strawberry. So all very cute, great for putting into hoops. And there's always some coordinating round, star, and heart buttons. So these are in coordinating colors to match the buttons that came in this first pack. So again, this is Button Lovers Club. They have separate buttons on their website as well as the club offering, and again, links in the description. And I've been hoarding my buttons to make, I have ideas of making a grand series of hoop art with all these buttons that I've been collecting. So that's Button Lovers Club. All right, what else do I have? Oh, I have another request. If you're a bag lady or a bag dude, let me know in the comments and be proud about it. I know I certainly am a proud bag lady. It's great. I feel like we have a whole community going on of bag ladies and bag dudes that are watching the shows and contributing in the Facebook group. If you're not already a member of the Facebook group, I hope you'll click in the link in the description. There's a link to the Facebook group, and I hope you'll join us over there. Lots of great photos coming in every week from people making So Sweetness bags. So thank you for being part of the community. And I actually wanted to tell you a short story. I'll try not to make this too long, but I received an email right before we started the live show, and the email was from Liz. And Liz, I hope you don't mind me sharing a brief portion of your story. But Liz told me that she received a Singer sewing machine 5 years ago, and in that time she'd really only made window valances, so just straight stitch sewing. In January, she found my video for the Baker Street bag, and she made a Baker Street bag for herself. And then because she was sort of muddling through making the Baker Street bag on her Singer, she ordered a Juki sewing machine, which is the kind that I use, as soon as she finished her bag. Unfortunately, the day after she finished the Baker Street bag, her husband was airlifted for emergency surgery, and she told me that only 5% of the people in his situation make it. And that was really hard for me to read that, because it just sounds like I can't even imagine what that situation would be like. But she said they lived in a rural area, and after he was airlifted to the hospital, she went to the hospital with him, and she said, I had nothing but the clothes on my back, my Baker Street bag, and my cell phone. And she said after almost 2 weeks in the hospital, her husband was released, and he's doing well. But during that time, she had not a lot of sleep. She started watching our live videos, and you know, I guess helped her a little bit get through that time. And when she got home with her husband, her new Juki was waiting for her, which is something great to look forward to. But Danny's going to put a photo up on the screen. Since January, because I said January is when she made her first Baker Street bag, she made 2 Baker Street bags, an airplane bag, 3 desktop cubes, which is from the Minikins, 3 selvage pouches, which is a free video pattern, 1 sidewinder, which is another Minikin, 2 Sizzix wallets, which is a die for Sizzix that I designed for a wallet, a Zeppelin pouch, an Appaloosa bag, and 2 Bellevue pouches. So all of these she's made since January. You can see them all in the photo, and I see that Liz and I are twinsies because she has an airplane bag, which is the one in the back with the goldfish, matching the same fabric line that I made mine in, and even the same blue cork. So I was so excited to see this email and see all of the work she's produced since then, since just making those window valances. And I just, you know, I had no idea that anything like this would come from us doing the videos. I just wanted to let you know that you're out there, all of you, you're not alone. I wanted to make these videos to show you that anyone can make a bag, and to let you know, if you've heard at the end of my videos, my instructional videos, I say, if I can do it, so can you. And I really mean that, because I'm not a professional seamstress. I'm not anything special. I know there's certainly lots of people who make my patterns that sew them better than I can, and I'm not just saying that to be nice, but I think it's really true, and anybody can do it. And that's why we started doing these videos and making them and doing the live shows, because I want everybody to get in there and just start making projects. And you know, Liz started with window valances as she moved to the Baker Street, and you saw her photo, how many bags she had in the photo. So I just thought it was an inspiring story. And again, Liz, I hope you don't mind me sharing the brief annotated version of your email, but it really made my day and my month and probably my year, I would have to say. So thanks again for sharing, and I hope everyone will continue sewing. Just keep sewing every week, keep sewing new projects, and your skills will get better. I know mine have every single week when I'm sewing things. Like this past week I got to sew 2 projects. I'm getting better as well. So yeah, I wanted to share that after our bag lady call out, because it's a really great community. Okay, so it's hard to follow anything up with that story, but I read 2 new books this week. Well, I'm in the middle of the second one, but I wanted to share them with you because they were really good. Just some fiction that I was reading. Well, actually, this one's more like nonfiction. The Girl Who Smiled Beads, which is a story of a refugee from Rwanda, and she was displaced at age 6 with her teenage sister, so she wasn't even with her parents. It's an amazing story, and at times I admit it was really difficult to reading about such a hard situation in life, but I really enjoyed it. I read it in probably about 24 hours, so it was a really good book. And I started immediately on Children of Blood and Bone. I read in a magazine about this book, and it said it was sort of if you like the Hunger Games or Harry Potter, you might like this book. And I'm not very far into it, but I'm enjoying it so far. And I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I've read all of the books several times. And so one of my questions to you, and let me know in the comments, are you a Harry Potter fan, yes or no? And if you are, do you have any similar book recommendations for me? I know it's hard to have a similar book to the Harry Potter series, but let me know if you have any other books that I should check out that you think I might like in a similar vein to Harry Potter. So speaking of books, let's get over to the book review for this week. I'm going to step over to the other screen and show you the book review for Embroidered Mandalas. Okay, so this isn't technically an instructional book, but I got it recently and I really loved it, so I just wanted to share it with you. And I think the most important part of this book is there's 25 iron-on mandala designs included. So if you do any hand embroidery, and I like to do some once in a while, again, like I said, the book instruction portion is super brief, just briefly discussing basics, materials that you'll need, and like that's about where the book stops. So I think here's a few of the examples of the mandalas. I love this one in the colors, but The rest of the book is just all of the iron-on transfers, which I find super convenient because I'm not so good at transferring designs onto fabric, but I sure can iron something onto my fabric. So all of the iron-on transfers are included. Lots of different designs, some more complex than others. Like this one I would consider more complex. This is one of my favorite ones, and just some great and interesting things to sew and stitch by hand, since this is hand embroidery. So anyway, the book review for this week is super brief, but I just wanted to share this with you because when I found it by accident. I was just really excited about all the projects inside. All right, so that's the book review for the week. Really quick, but I think it fits in well with the other content since I had a lot of other things to talk about. I have another question for you. Let me know in the comments. Have you used any iron-on transfers for embroidery before, like in that book? Let me know in the comments, yes or no. I have to admit I haven't used any iron-on transfers personally. I've just transferred designs by hand, but I think it'll be really helpful and get the ball rolling working on a new project much quicker. All right, so I had this past Tuesday, as always, I have a lot of questions, and one of the questions I felt I was a little bit stumped on, and sometimes in the heat of the moment when I'm asked a question, my brain doesn't immediately click into place. And so the question was how to lengthen cork straps. So for example, if you have a piece of cork that's perhaps it's 30 inches long and you want to make a strap that's 60 inches long, how do you sew the cork together so that there's not a lot of bulk? And the question came up in the Facebook group as well, and Wendy from WD Handbags, who is an admin in the group, mentioned sewing the cork in a certain way to reduce the bulk, and it sort of reminded me that yes, I know how to do that. I just couldn't think of it at the time, so I wanted to show you a really quick demo on how to do that, and Danny's going to flip over to the side view so that I can show you how to do that. So first let me show you the finished project, and I apologize for my glaring white stitching, but I wanted to make this super apparent on the screen. So the way to sew 2 strips of cork, or this can work with other fabrics like cotton fabrics as well.
That right there, a little bit.
Okay, Danny's going to zoom in. He's telling me to hang on a second. Okay, so the way to accomplish this is to sew the cork right sides together, but on a 45-degree angle. So the reason that this eliminates bulk in the strap, if you were to sew the strap pieces instead right sides together, all of the bulk would be concentrated along that, straight area. But when cutting the fabric along the 45-degree angle, the bulk is distributed here, and on the other side, as you can see, it's further down. So the bulk from the seam is not in the same place, so that makes it more flat. So let me show you how to accomplish that. Okay, so I've got my 2 strips of cork fabric. I'm going to sew them right sides together so that I can make one continuous strap. So first off, I do have a quilting ruler that can accomplish this, but I wanted to show it with a regular quilting ruler so that anybody could complete this process. So I'm going to look for the 45-degree angle mark on my ruler, which is basically perpendicular lines, and I'm going to line that up along the bottom straight edge of the fabric, and I'm going to draw a line right here. And I'm using Clover Choco. You can use another marking tool, but I love using this tool, and I felt like the white chalk would be easily visible for the videos. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and let's see if I can do it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm going to just move the ruler over and again draw a 45-degree line. Okay, so that's what the 2 pieces should look like. Basically, you're cutting the pieces so that they fit into each other, kind of like a puzzle piece. And I'm just cutting this end off to make a diagonal, and I'm going to cut this other end off as well. So these scraps get discarded. I'm going to flip these so that they're right sides together, and I'm going to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, except I need to place this. I'm not going to place this exactly where the corner is. I'm going to place it a 1/4 inch in, and we're doing that just so it works out when we sew it right sides together. It's a continuous strip. Okay, so I drew a little line over here, and that's a 1/4 inch in. And I'm going to align that fabric so that the diagonal edges meet, and the edge of the fabric is right at that 1/4 inch. So I'm going to sew this using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I have that prepped already, just because I don't have my sewing machine handy right now. All right, so I sewed this using that 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. After I did that, I used a roller to roll the seam because cork fabric shouldn't be ironed. So I used the roller to roll the seam, and then I top stitched about a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch to either side of the seam just to hold those edges down. So then there's 2 little dog ears over here, and those just get trimmed off. Okay, so the next step to sewing the strap is you'll be top stitching the strap in whatever method you're using. So you can either have the cork fabric wrong sides together and top stitch both of the long edges. You can press it like double fold bias tape, which would mean in toward the center, and refold, or in thirds. However you're doing it according to the pattern, it'll be less bulky in the seam over here. And again, this is what the finished strap will look like. And of course you'll want to use coordinating thread. Most of the time I like a coordinating thread better so that the stitches don't stick out. But this strap is nice and flat over here where the seam is, and that's my demo on how to lengthen cork straps. And again, like I said, you can use it for any fabric, not just cork. So leather, vinyl, even quilting cotton to eliminate that bulk in the area where you're joining those 2 fabrics right sides together. Okay, so I'm going to take a few questions live. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll answer any sewing related, bag related, or tool related questions. We'll just be taking a few because I think the live show's been going on for a while already anyway. Oh, Danny's got some questions already. Kathy wants to know, what scissors are you using, the brand? So these are Kai scissors. It's Kai. The model number is 7205. That's 7205. And I admit I investigated carrying these scissors on my website, but the wholesale cost was really high, and I saw that the Kai company is selling these on Amazon for almost what the wholesale price is. So if you're interested in these scissors, I would just recommend either your local quilt shop or Amazon. Kai scissors 7205. Also, before Danny puts other questions on the screen, I wanted to let you know we are sending Cork Club out early. So for month number 3, if you're a member of Cork Club, if you've already been rebilled, we already have the packages ready to go out tomorrow morning. So Danny and Violet were working hard, William a little bit, but mostly Violet. They were working hard to get those packages out, and so we'll be shipping those out early. I'm not sure if we'll be posting the Cork Club video for month 3 out early or not. We may, but Danny's feeling a little under the weather, so we might need to wait till May 1st to post that video. Okay, Danny, you want to post a few more questions? Suzanne said, where did you get the roller? I apologize, I didn't post the link to this in the description because I was last minute Sally as always, but this is from Violet Craft. You can go to the Violet Craft website, and this is the roller. It's made of wood, and this portion over here joining the 2 pieces is made of metal, but this is a great roller. I was using it for foundation paper piecing a lot for pressing my seams out, so I didn't have to get up and go to my ironing board every time, but it's great for pressing seams for cork and other fabrics that you shouldn't be ironing. Kathy wants to know, do you pre-wash your fabric before you make a bag or a minikin? So my response to that, if you're not sure about the origin of the fabrics that you plan on using, definitely pre-wash and dry it as you would the finished product. I usually use high quality quilt shop fabrics from manufacturers that I'm already familiar with. And years ago, like when I first started sewing as an adult, I remember going to my grandmother's house and we tested a piece of this quilt shop fabric. We washed it, we threw it in the dryer, but before we washed it, we measured it, like exact measurements, so we could see how much that it shrunk in the dryer, and it was extremely minimal shrinkage. I'm talking like about 1/8 of an inch shrinkage on each side, so very small. But I always suggest, when in doubt, wash it and dry it as you would the finished bag. Faith wants to know, where do you order the Dritz 5/32 of an inch cording from? If you're in the US, Joann's carries that cording. Where else? I've bought it online by the roll before as well, but Joann's has it by the yard and also in smaller packets for the cording, and that's great for making piping like on the Crimson and Clover train cases. Deanie says, I kept seeing about a 4-pack bundle. Is that still available? I don't see it on the website. So What we've been doing in the past year is, and that's when we started doing the videos, every few months we offer a brand new 4-pack video bundle, and the bundle is only available for a week and then it goes away forever. Although we do sell the videos individually, it's a great deal. The 4-pack video bundle is always $40 for 4 videos and 4 PDF patterns. So that works out to about almost as if buying the 4 patterns and getting the videos free. Excuse me. Our next bundle is coming out in May, sometime May. I'm shooting for the first week in May. But that Ultimate Art Organizer will be in that bundle. The Hyacinth bag that I showed at the beginning of the chat. The filigree double zip pouches, which I have in the other room. And then the satellite bag, which it's hanging over there, but I can't reach it without ripping my mic out. So the satellite bag is a brand new pattern. I try to put a brand new pattern in the bundle, but that'll be sometime in May. Like I said, shooting for the first week, and I'll let you know on the live chats when that bundle is available. Another question is, do you have a backpack pattern already? If not, do you have plans for one in the future? I think I've done 3 backpack patterns. So one is a Cumberland backpack. That's a pattern with a video. The Edelweiss bag is another backpack pattern, no video yet. And in one of my books, Windy City Bags, there was also a backpack, like a laptop backpack called the Shades backpack. So I think I've done 3 already. I'm interested in designing a 4th one for like a single strap, like to go across your body. Hoping to get to that sometime this summer because I'm really interested in like a single strap backpack. Stephanie Peterson says, what's the Cork Club 3 video going to be? I love those projects. I might have the finished project to show you on the live show on Tuesday. I haven't sewn it up yet, but it's another quick 10-minute project, and I was really excited because it's only one pattern piece that you're sewing together with a zipper, so it's going to be really awesome. And I'm going to make it in a bonus size for a larger wallet as well, I guess, if you want to call it a wallet. So I'll try to show that. I'll try to have that finished for Tuesday. Patricia wants to know, when would the Sublime supply kits be restocked again? I apologize. I know most of our supply kits are kind of depleted on the website. We've just been busy trying to get the retail orders out, and we haven't had time to restock the kits. I'm enlisting my parents to help with that, so hopefully soon. I'm sorry for the huge delay on that. And Kathy wants to know, are the videos available by themselves? I already have the Ultimate Art Organizer. So the thing about our 4-pack video bundles, because some of the patterns in the bundle are previously released patterns, and you might have one of the patterns in the bundle already. When the bundle comes out, if you purchase the bundle, I offer a substitution for a different pattern. So for example, if you already have the Ultimate Art Organizer, I'm happy to swap that out for a different pattern. It's also available separately, the video by itself. So if you only want that one video, that's fine too. Yep, more details about that will be coming as soon as we post the 4-pack video bundle. All right, so what do you think, Danny? 2 more questions? Yes? Okay. Danny can't talk. He has a sore throat, but he nodded yes. Carrie Lisa says, have you made any bags from leather? I have a piece I would like to use, but I've never worked with leather. So I treat it in the same manner that I do cork fabric. Well, a lot of times with cork fabric, I use my regular foot, but depending on the humidity or climate, you can either use a Teflon or a walking foot. Same thing with cork. The needle leaves more or less permanent holes, so you don't want to be restitching and pulling seams. I admit I've made a couple bags with leather accents. I made 2 bags for Tula with some leather that she sent me, and it was very frightening cutting into Tula Pink's leather because it just was, but it turned out fine. And yeah, I use the same process as with sewing with cork fabric. So I do have a video on sewing with cork. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube, and you can reference that for sewing with leather or vinyl as well. Rosa wants to know, do you think you will have a retreat near Connecticut or even New York? I am 3 hours from New York. It's up in the air. We decided not to have another retreat, at least in the next year in Chicago. We're always looking to look into other ideas for other retreats, maybe somewhere else. Time will tell. We haven't made any firm plans on that yet, but New York would be really fun to go to for a retreat. All right, is that the last?
We'll tell them about the September retreat sold out. And,
oh yeah, unfortunately the September retreat is already sold out. That's September of this year. We do have a few tickets left for the June retreat. That's June 21st through the 24th. So if you're interested in that, I don't think I have a link in the Sewcial Sunday description, but if you go to sewsweetness.com, you can find the retreat on the sewing patterns page, and there's full details about the retreats there. Okay, before I forget, because last week I got all jumbled up at the end of the chat, the giveaway winner for last week was, oh, sorry, one more question. Melissa wants to know, where are we at for likes on the month? I'm not sure. I told myself I wouldn't really keep track or check until the month was over because I didn't want to be overly enthusiastic about it, but maybe Danny will check for me later. I think we're doing well. I feel like we're doing well. I just have a good feeling about it. All right, last week's giveaway winner, which was a book and a fat quarter stack of Tula Pink fabrics, was Vera Fernandez. So congratulations, Vera. Please email me so I can send out your prize. And the giveaway for this week is 2 books and a set of Tula Pink out of print Elizabeth fat quarter. So let me show you the prize for this week. The books are Quilt Lovely by Jen Kingwell. And Jen Kingwell, if you're not familiar with her, does a lot of hand piecing and beautiful quilts. She has a shop, Amity Textiles, in Australia. And also the second book is Stitch Savvy by Deb Mobies, and this is a huge book. There's so many projects in it. All the pattern pieces are in the back, so lovely book. Both of them are lovely. And also a stack of Tula Pink out of print fabrics from her Elizabeth fabric line. So all you have to do to enter the giveaway, and the giveaway entries will close at the end of the day this Saturday. Let me know in the comments the answer to this question. How old is your main sewing machine? So how many years old is it? Maybe you were the original owner. Maybe you inherited from somebody else. Let me know in the comments, how old is your main sewing machine? My main sewing machine, I purchased it in 2013, and I've had it all this time, and I liked it so much that I bought a second one, and my daughter uses the second one, so I have Jukies, and still going strong. I take them in every couple years for maintenance, but no problems with either of them. So let me know in the comments. I'll announce the giveaway winner next Sunday on Sewcial Sunday. So thanks so much for joining me for Sewcial Sunday. I'll see you again next Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Happy sewing.